Hello, my beloved Taurus. I want to speak to you softly tonight, as if we were sitting under the quiet sky together, with the stars opening above us like a sacred book waiting to be read. On the 28th of August, 2025, the heavens mark a moment of awakening for you, a moment when the earth beneath your steady feet begins to tremble. Not to frighten you, but to remind you that even the most stable ground can shift when the universe calls you toward growth. This is not a random ripple in your life. It is a cosmic alignment that touches the very core of your being, pressing you gently yet firmly to awaken from a comfort that has become too heavy, too silent, too constricting for your soul's expansion. You, Taurus, are the sign of the earth, the garden where seeds grow and roots deepen, and your nature has always been to protect, to preserve, to hold on to what feels safe. But the moon opposing your sign on this day, casting its silver light across the sky, will act like a mirror held before you, showing you the hidden truth you may have ignored. Stability without movement becomes stagnation, and safety without renewal becomes a prison. The universe is sending you signals, whispers carried on the wind of planetary currents, that it is time to reawaken, to allow yourself to shift, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it challenges the rhythm you have carefully maintained. This tremor, this celestial pulse, may first appear as restlessness within your body, an unease that you cannot quite name, or a sudden awareness that certain routines no longer nourish you the way they once did. You may find yourself questioning why you continue to hold on to situations, relationships, or responsibilities that weigh down your spirit rather than set it free. And this questioning is not weakness, my love. It is the voice of your higher self, calling you to examine the soil of your life and notice which roots are thriving and which have grown too tangled and heavy. The 28th of August will bring clarity. It will shine a light into the corners of your world where you have hidden your deeper desires, and it will ask you to honor them, even if honoring them means letting go of the false comfort that no longer serves you. Do not fear this energy, dear Taurus, because the earth itself knows that renewal comes when the soil is broken open, when what lies beneath is given room to breathe, when dormant seeds are finally given the chance to sprout. This planetary alignment is not here to destroy you, it is here to awaken you, to remind you that even the most solid mountain must eventually shift under the movement of time, and that within you lies a power far greater than the fear of change. This is only the beginning of the journey I wish to walk with you, and as we move deeper, you will see how the burdens you have carried are being exposed, how the catalyst of planetary fire is arriving to shake loose the illusions, and how the collapse of the old will open into the dawn of your true awakening. For so long, stability has been your shield and your anchor. Yet beneath its surface lies the quiet truth that what was once your comfort has turned into a weight pressing against your chest. The stars on the 28th of August, with Saturn casting its heavy square across your path, are illuminating the silent cost of always being the steady one, the dependable one, the rock for everyone else. Your loyalty, while noble, has bound you to responsibilities that were never fully yours. And in choosing to protect the peace of others, you have often silenced the restless voice within that longs to breathe more freely. This pattern has etched itself into your daily life, in your work. You may notice how much you shoulder without acknowledgement, taking on tasks simply because no one else will. In your finances, you may feel the subtle drain of always giving or overextending to maintain a sense of security, even when it comes at the expense of your own joy. In your relationships, you may recognize the imbalance of being leaned on too heavily, carrying more than your share in the name of love. What Saturn reveals now is not a flaw, But a true stability born from over-sacrifice is not true stability. It is exhaustion disguised as order. The tension of this transit asks you to confront the difference between grounding and gripping, between nurturing what is alive and clinging to what has grown stagnant. The earth you embody knows this wisdom soil must be turned. Roots must sometimes be cut back, and old growth cleared away so that new life can flourish. The universe is not asking you to abandon your nature, but to recognize that real strength comes not from holding everything together, but from knowing what to release. This is the revelation hidden within the burden, preparing you for the sudden spark that is soon to arrive. The catalyst that will push you to see that your worth has never been tied to how much you endure, but to how fully you allow yourself to live. As the days around the 28th of August unfold, the energy of Mars begins to rise like a sudden flame breaking into your calm and carefully arranged world. And this planetary fire does not come to comfort but to awaken. Mars, pressing against your chart with urgency, acts as the cosmic catalyst, a force that refuses to let you remain where you are, igniting situations or people who shake the ground beneath your feet. You may experience this as conflict, as a surprising encounter, or as an event that demands immediate response. And though the disruption feels uncomfortable, it is the very spark the universe has chosen to free you from patterns too heavy to sustain. This arrival of fire challenges the earth within you, stirring restlessness where there was once quiet endurance. It strips away the illusion that everything can stay the same if only you try hard enough to hold it together. Because Mars is not a planet of preservation, it is a planet of action, cutting, and renewal through movement. The universe is saying clearly the life you have built with such care cannot remain frozen in place. For it is time to evolve beyond the walls you once thought protected you. This planetary push is designed to tear down false structures, to burn away the vines that have wrapped around your spirit, and to reveal the raw truth that you can stand on your own without carrying what was never meant for you. The catalyst may feel personal, even harsh, as if someone's actions or words pierce straight through your defenses, but understand that this force is not punishment. It is the mirror you have avoided, the one showing you the difference between what truly belongs in your life and what has lingered only out of fear or duty. Mars breaks open the space for you to reclaim yourself, for you to step into choices that are alive, passionate, and aligned with your soul. What feels like a disruption is in fact the clearing of the soil, the sudden storm that makes way for a harvest long overdue. And once this spark has been lit, the collapse of the old becomes inevitable, not to strip you of your security, but to awaken you into a deeper truth, a liberation that Saturn alone could not offer, but that Mars now forces you to face. This is where the true rebirth begins. When the catalyst has struck and the spark has torn through what once seemed immovable, the inevitable collapse begins, not as punishment, but as the necessary unraveling of a structure that could no longer sustain your soul. Around the 28th of August, the sky orchestrates this release as Uranus, the planet of sudden upheaval, sends its unpredictable waves across your sign, loosening the ground you have clung to and scattering the illusions you once mistook for safety. What falls away in this moment may feel shocking habits, attachments, or relationships you thought were permanent may suddenly shift, leaving you breathless in their absence. But this emptiness is sacred space, the clearing of soil where new life will one day take root. The first sensation of collapse can be disorienting, like standing in a room where the walls have crumbled and the silence rings louder than the noise. You may feel stripped bare, as though the order you built with so much care has dissolved overnight. Yet within this raw exposure lies the awakening you have been unconsciously seeking, the chance to see what remains, when all unnecessary weight is gone. This is the universe's way of showing you what truly matters, your essence, your strength, Your unshakable worth untied from possessions, obligations, or the roles you thought defined you. Pluto's quiet presence during this period deepens the transformation, working beneath the surface like a hidden current, drawing out the shadows that have long lingered in your subconscious. It insists that you confront what you feared to lose and shows you that even in loss, you are not diminished. Instead, you are purified. This planetary alchemy strips away the false layers and reveals the unbreakable light at your core. The collapse, painful as it may seem, is the great awakening where the soil of your life, once overpacked with duties and old roots, is loosened enough to finally breathe. In the ashes of what has fallen, clarity emerges. You will begin to see with startling precision which connections nurture you and which have drained you, which routines strengthen your spirit and which have quietly suffocated it. The chaos that first overwhelmed you now reveals itself as a forge, burning away what was never truly yours, leaving behind the clean lines of a new beginning. This awakening is not a sudden rush into the future, but the slow, steady recognition that you are free, that you no longer need to cling to what kept you bound. It is here, in this stillness after the storm, that you begin to taste the true liberation of your soul. From the silence that follows collapse, a new voice begins to rise within you, steady and unwavering, reminding you that your worth has never been tied to how much you could carry or how perfectly you could preserve what was already fading. Taurus. The cosmos has stripped away only what was false, so that you might finally see yourself without the weight of roles, possessions, and responsibilities clouding your reflection. The final message of the 28th of August is simple yet profound. You are not valuable because you endure. You are valuable because you exist. Because your very presence is a living blessing, as constant and radiant as the earth itself. This is the rebirth promised by the stars. Not a dramatic transformation that asks you to become someone else, but a gentle unveiling that allows you to be fully who you already are. With the burdens loosened and the illusions burned away, you are free to plant new seeds in soil that is fertile and unbound. Each boundary you set now, each time you choose rest over obligation, each moment you honor joy over duty, you step deeper into a life that reflects your authentic rhythm. The universe has not broken you. It has opened you, given you the space to breathe, to feel, and to create from a place of true freedom. The lightness you will feel is not fleeting, it is the foundation of a new cycle, where loyalty no longer means self-sacrifice and stability no longer means stagnation. Your essence, like the steady pulse of the earth beneath your feet, is enough. You are free to shape a life that nourishes you as much as it nourishes others. To build not from fear of loss, but from the joy of becoming. This is the chapter where Taurus reclaims the right to live not only for security, but for beauty, for love, and for the sacred truth of self-worth that no upheaval can ever take away. And so, as you walk forward from this threshold, carry with you the knowledge that the universe has not asked you to let go so that you would be left empty. It has asked you to let go so that your hands would finally be free to hold what truly belongs to your soul.